First place is Jacoby.
Yeah, Jacoby.
To express ourselves and to be able to come to the city for bars and things like that. And honestly, it's such a great.
So now we have our first place winner. I'm very excited to announce him and all of the effort and the passion that he's put into it. And he's actually going to share with you his business plan. So you can see what your students were doing for the last 3 months that they were with me. So can I please welcome up Mr. Jacoby Davis.
Woo! Oh God, Jacoby!
The business Novum, which stems from the Latin root of Novitris, which means new energy. I just saw lots of innovations that people are making. Right here it says, necessity is the mother of all invention. So kids pumping water from a well with a seesaw. When we went to the Netherlands, we've actually seen bike-powered things, but this was for a smoothie. And India was one of the first places that I've gotten the idea for a bike-powered phone charger. And so these are just some stationary things that I've seen around the world. And this was like really a reality check for me, because it showed me that people were actually taking interest in something like this. And so this obviously gave me the idea, and it showed me that people need to power their phones and other devices, and that they like the idea of saving energy. And obviously we see that the traditional way has its downsides, right? You're trapped in one spot, you can't really move around. Another picture here. Yeah. And obviously people are ready for a change, right? Because we're doing this switch from non-renewable to renewable energy, and it's like this huge new enterprise. So my business addresses the lack of accessibility to affordable renewable energy, and it does this by making products such as my Novum bike power charger, which creates electrical energy. So these are just some of the designs that, my design ideas, I'm in the process right now, and these are just some of the designs that you might see. And there are two types. There's a chain-driven bike-powered charger, and there's also rotation-driven. For mine so far, I'm looking into the rotation-driven pedal-powered kinetic energy, which will convert AC to DC or DC to AC, and it'll be USB cable, which can be universal for all kinds of different things. So my mission, I am really looking forward to providing efficient, effective, and affordable renewable energy, and I'll do this through the products and innovations of my company, and these will ultimately catalyze a change in the way we see renewable energy. So my business social corporate responsibility goes into what I'm going to do to give back to my community. So obviously in mind, renewable energy is giving back to my community, but to go above and beyond that, I'm going to donate my time to the Fall Haber Fab Lab. And what I do there is I teach students and adults alike to go really into engineering and entrepreneurship themselves. So in my business model, I have my definition of one unit. It is one Novum powered bicycle charger, and my economics of one unit, I'll be selling this for $50 a pop, and my contribution margin, meaning what I'm making off each unit, is going to be $41.46. Now my monthly break-even units, how many I need to sell a month to break even and keep my business going, will be 4 units a month. Now my variable material expenses come to a total of $4.29 per unit, and my fixed expenses per month come to $163. Now my market analysis. I had to do primary and secondary research to see if there was even a market for something like this. So I see that mine fits under the renewable energy industry, and it also fits under the umbrella of fitness, right? Because if you're riding bikes, you have to ultimately want to ride and have fitness in mind. So in total, investors spent about $241.6 billion in renewable energy over the past couple of years, and my age range goes from 18 to 44, and those are who I would specifically target, and that goes up to 112.8 million. And as of 2017, 65% of people support the push for renewable energy. So my market analysis, who am I going to be targeting with my product? So my demographics, age, stuff like that. So they will end up being 19 to 40 with an annual income of at least $50,000 if over the age of 21, and under the age of 21 will obviously still be coming from the parents. and then my geographics where they live. My business will be accessible to anyone in the United States, but they must be in a place where they have access to internet. My psychographics, what they believe in. You know, they have to have interest in renewable energy, so they must believe in the efficacy, meaning they must believe in the value of renewable energy, and they must be concerned about preserving the environment. And then their buying patterns. So 73% of people said that they would buy everything online if they could, and 37% of millennials, which is my age range, who I'm targeting, said that they distrust big businesses. And then my price over quality. So they buy solely based on price over quality. Now my marketing and sales. You can have $1 million idea, but without the right marketing, your business is not really going to get out there. So I've included social media in mine because in my target age range, millennials, you know, we're always online, we're always on our phones, things like that. So I've included Instagram, Facebook, and my own personal website. And then my publicity will come through my customer testimonials. After they've had my product, they'll go out and they'll talk about it. And then I'll also join renewable energy conferences and groups. This summer, I will be attending a summit in Berlin, Germany. And there, we talk about all kinds of renewable energies. There'll be keynote speakers such as Jane Goodall and things like that. My competition. So as I've seen, two of my major competitors, Solio being my indirect and Nokia Bike being my direct. So what sets me apart? My X factor, right? My first thing is passion. So as a small business, I'm more engaged and I'm more fully invested in my product. Solio, my indirect, is industrialized and more money-driven. They're not really focused on these kinds of things. And then the Nokia Bike, when you think of Nokia, you think of computers. You don't really think of a phone charger on a bike. My customer feedback. So I'm going to have an open forum where customers can directly suggest things to me. Whereas Solio is a big online forum, it's like a huge comment section. It never really goes up the chain, which is the same thing with the Nokia Bike. And lastly, my accessibility. So my business is going to be accessible, obviously in the United States first, but as my business expands, it'll go across the world via my online forum. And with my indirect Solio, it's solely based in the United States, as is the Nokia Bike. Now my qualifications. How am I qualified to do this? So University of Central Florida, for the past few years I've been going to these things called Camp Connect, and through that I do mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, environmental engineering as well, and we study into all these different fields and what they entail. And on top of that, I've been a camp counselor at the Fall Haver Fab Lab, where I do Arduino and different kind of codings and things like this, things like that. And I'm now attending Riverview High School as a freshman, and I'm part of their IB career-related path engineering program. And also when I lived in India at Oberoi International School, we did a lot of things pertaining to the engineering aspects of things, and like I said before, the International Summit in Berlin this summer. So my sales projections. By the end of this year, I plan to sell a total of 196 units, and from that my gross revenue before I take out anything will be $9,800. And then by the end of that, after taking everything out, my net profit will be a total of $5,237. My startup funds, what I've asked the judges for and my investors is my business license fee, my annual LLC fee, business cards, inventory for my first 3 months, my competition research, which goes into me looking into my competition to find some more X factors for myself, my patent costs so it can be solely for me, my prototype so I can learn how my product is working, and then my kickoff marketing. That comes to a total of $2,151, and then I have my emergency funds and my reserve for fixed expenses funds, which comes to a total of $3,568. Now my return on investment, what's going through that is $1.47, and my return on sales would be 53 cents. My future plans, what I plan to do in the future, my business growth. So from this, I would begin to take steps to grow awareness for my business, obviously through my marketing, and then I would also create bicycle-powered charging stations and donate approximately 100 of them to different public areas such as hospital, malls, and airports. And then I would create personalized bike chargers on top of that. And from there, I would grow up my renewable energy. It doesn't always have to be just bike chargers. I'm everything renewable right now. So different products that stem off from renewable energy, I'm all ears for. And I'd also make attachments, different things like that. Thank you.